The protest in Kenya has taken another turn. And because of the protests in Kenya, the parliamentarians in Ghana and other African nations, even in Nigeria here, they are now warning that no one should attempt to protest. Or better still, like in Ghana, saying that it is high time they make laws that will favor the citizens. So what is going on in Kenya is actually exposing a lot from our parliamentarians who always make laws to favor themselves, the elites. Now, the E.F.C.C in Nigeria now warned Nigerians not to make any form of attempt to protest around their facility. That any protest by any citizen of Nigeria will not be tolerated. The question is this: why are you scared of protest? If you are doing the right thing, will anybody come to protest? No. Now, if we are actually in a democratic system, just as I've always been saying, then we should allow people to express themselves when they are not pleased with the way you are running the government or agency or institutions. The E.F.C.C chairman once said that he will not rest until he prosecutes the former governor of Kogi State. And according to him, he will do that by himself or he will resign of his position. 2 months down the line, the Kogi State's former governor is freely working in Nigeria. Meanwhile, they are barging into people's hotel, into people's homes in the night to arrest or seeking for people they tag Yahoo Yahoo. The question here is this: who are even the real Yahoo Yahoo? If the E.F.C.C cannot arrest and prosecute any politician, then it is a heavy indictment on them that they are also part of the crime that they are trying to fight in Nigeria. Until they are able to prosecute politicians, civil servants who has been, siphoning the resources of Nigeria, they remain the main problem of this country. Now, it is obvious that every agency in Nigeria is actually going in the wrong direction. Hence, the fear for protest from Nigerians. Why won't Nigerians protest when we have seen the Ministry of Humanitarian and Poverty Alleviation went away with a lot of money that is meant for the poor Nigerians? The minister was alleged to divert over 500 million naira, and money were moved from public purse to private purse. And we saw the E.F.C.C coming out to say that the personnel, meaning the minister in charge, is not under investigation, but the institution, meaning the ministry. Now, tell me, how do you explain that to a layman walking on the streets in Nigeria today, that the institution was not responsible for the movement of the money from the institution purse, but the personnel in charge in the institution, but you are investigating the institution, not the person who do the transfer? How does that make sense to the common man on the streets? And for these reasons, many are now calling, just like the End SARS protest in 2021, that it is time to end E.F.C.C. E.F.C.C has now become an agency that behaves like armed robbers, just like what we saw in the hotel in Lagos the other day. And we have seen other video clips now circulating on social media where they were seen jumping into people's houses in the night. Do government agencies now do investigation in the night? Even if you have court warrants to investigate or arrest anyone, why can't you wait till daybreak? Why barging into people's homes in the night or even hotels? These are the problem. And Nigerians are asking question: why are you not doing this? Instead of coming out plain to tell Nigerians who are those sabotaging you, and while you are unable to do this, you are busy warning them not to come protesting. Well, I brought to your knowledge in one of our last video where we talk about the corruption under the Muhammadu Buhari's administration. We saw how we saw how the Ministry of Justice was accused of parting away with over $60 billion. We have also seen how SUV, S-Class, 80 of them were imported into the country. We have also seen how 38 trillion naira was not remitted to the government. Oblak, who was the investigator as of that time, make all this allegation that he did all this investigation and all this was brought before the president as of that time. But none was arrested or prosecuted. May he so rest in peace. The former chief of staff to the president, Madam Kyari, was also part of those who, were alleged to have been part of this heavy corruption. Now, the AGF, who was also accused of parting away with all this huge amount of money, is working freely. The EFCC don't need an invitation to investigate some of those things. Once you hear or get an information or allegation of such, all you need to do is to reach out to this particular person who is alleging that I have done so and so, and then you try to get details from this person and forge ahead with your investigation. But hell no, they will rather wait probably for a letter to them to investigate these people, or better still, wait until maybe something happened and they will not even do any proper thing. Haven't we seen that the current National Security Advisor, who happened to be one of the first EFCC chairman, once declared the current president, the current Senate president, and the SGF corrupt when he was the EFCC chairman? But how come 10 years later, he is the National Security Advisor, the person whom he was investigating as a corrupt governor is now the president? This person he was investigating as of that time is now the Senate president and also the secretary to the federal government. So tell me, if he was able and clean and was able to investigate, probe and prosecute them, with all of them now be able to sit as a president, Senate president, or secretary to the state government? These are the fundamental questions that most Nigerians are asking. Who is now claiming to liberate this country from the hands of those who have captured Nigeria? Mr. Peter Obi always said, Nigeria is on a state captured, and he cannot be part of any group that want to continue in the state capture. Nigeria has been captured by criminals. That is what Nigerians have been saying. Why? Because the person in office currently now once accused every major political office holder today as a corrupt personality. Even the Minister of Budget Planning, of which we'll be talking about his own case on a different video, has been, there was an allegation on him of how he diverted a lot of money in the past. But here is he today, who in this current government that you will point to me that have not been alleged to be corrupt in the past by either the EFCC, ICPC, or by even Nigerians, but is working freely, holding a political position. So these are the issues. But then the EFCC is saying that you cannot protest for corruption that they are failing to investigate. Does that make any sense? Thank you for watching.